is I'll get you the recording sent your way probably by tomorrow morning. Depending on how fast I can get stuff uploaded, but probably more like afternoon your time tomorrow if that's all right.
That's perfect.
Okay, let me get your form pulled up here.
I'll send you the code.
Perfect. All right. So, what got you interested in coaching?
As I said, I was playing quite a lot. Overwatch 1
Yeah.
was in high plat, low diamond, and somehow after a long break, I ended up in Overwatch 2 being GM5,
Mhm.
which I felt like a stranger
Uh
because
huh.
I've seen how people play there in GM2, GM3, especially GM1, like
Yeah.
on streams and stuff, and I love this game. I many times tried to replace it somehow, but I can't. So I'm sticking to it, even though it's painful. But I really need
Okay.
to.
Well, let's stop there.
uh,
Why do you feel like the need or the attempt to replace this game, and what is painful about it, at least in the past?
don't know about the past, but in Overwatch 2, all of my main heroes were balanced or nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
I've been mostly Doomfist player, a DPS Doomfist player, and
Ah.
I can get into tank gameplay. I
Yeah.
was playing Hog as well a lot. I was playing Zarya as an off tank with Reinhardt. And in general, I was playing Ana more passively, safely. I was playing like a sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And in Overwatch 2, I faced the reality where I have to deal with multiple divers and I can hide uh, behind my tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Okay.
it feels much more painful to play against pocket heroes. I was surprised how many of them I can face in Masters GM, especially like Pocket Ash, Pocket Sojourn
Yeah. Yeah.
in every game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a bit frustrating.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense. So, break me down. Like, I want to elaborate more on your path through Overwatch 1 and 2. Like, what you're on support now, but what started you on that path?
Uh, when I started playing, somehow I chose Ana at first. I don't know why, it just happened. And I enjoyed her a lot. I played quick play mostly for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started grinding SR, I found out that it's much easier to win as a tank. It was before the roll queue. So I switched to Hog and Zarya, and I easily got from around mid gold to diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the roll queue, I was still playing DPS a lot. Still I was playing tank. And then I had a break, and after that, somehow started playing Ana. And now I stick to Ana Zen most of the time. It's just more interesting for me.
Yeah, I mean, those are my favorite heroes, so it makes sense. Okay. Anything additional you'd like Spotted to know? I never peaked higher than low diamond Overwatch 1. Da, 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 da. I really want to belong in this elo. What do you hope to get out of the session? To spot frequent mistakes and/or to improve your in-game mindset. Okay. Sleep is definitely on the lower end, 5 to 7. Obviously, maybe some things have changed in the last month or so, but I feel like that's probably not the case.
No,
Okay.
I have to study and work and play. So
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
and
Well,
and balance.
the goal is like it is to be as consistent with that as you possibly can, even if that just means bumping your numbers up to 5 to 6, right? Anything that you could do, especially when you're trying to be competitive in something, just leveling up your ability to train harder is really important. And one of the most important things that you can do to do that is to get more sleep. That's going to help your mentality. It's going to help your ability to focus. That's going to help your energy. It's going to help your mechanics. All that foolishness. So, I sympathize with you, but also find a way. You know what I'm saying? Make that a
Yeah,
mission, even if it's just a little bit better. Find a way if you can. It's so important. And we'll look at your training schedule as well. Be like, maybe we can be more efficient. And we'll find out like what we could be maybe more efficient with, but find a way.
all right.
Find a way if you can. If you can. Okay. Long term, short term goals. Change my play style to a more aggressive one. I assume this is tying in with your Overwatch 2 support transition struggles.
And yeah,
Okay. And play in the highest rank possible. Okay. So, what is your training schedule like right now? How much do you play on average per day, per week, and so on?
uh, For the past couple of months, I've been playing around 3-4 hours,
Okay.
and before that, I had an hour of the code with bots.
Baxter?
Vaxta, yeah, the Vaxta, and there's their new mode for challenge. I've been playing there
Okay. Okay. So
around an hour per day.
okay.
Yeah, per day. Before that, I tried playing aim labs, and I played a lot of aim labs, around 70, 80 hours, but somehow it actually makes my aim worse. I have no idea how it works, but it just does.
It's kind of useless for Overwatch. Once you played a lot of mouse and keyboard, there's no point in doing it anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess. So basically, that I'm just staying in the Vaxta, and then I go comp with my friend or so.
Okay. 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 So 3 or 4 hours of ranked, 1 hour of warm up on average.
Around that, yes.
Okay. Okay. That's a lot of playing. Is that a consistent thing? Daily, weekly?
It was most of the time, yes, but pretty about previous week, previous 2-3 weeks, I wasn't playing that much.
Why is that?
I had some mental problems with Overwatch. Let's say I rage quit it a little bit.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Let's say, uh, wasn't playing for 2 weeks, but it was easy to come back. Let's say,
Okay. Fair enough.
had nothing to do.
Fair enough. Okay. I would be very interested in hearing what adjustments that maybe you could be doing with your gameplay, not only to allow you to get more sleep potentially, but also to be more productive with how you're playing, because you are playing a lot right now. You are playing more than enough to hit GM1 if you're able to play with intensity. Quantity is not a problem with you.
Right.
The question is what's the quality like? How focused are you? How many goals do you have? How well rested are you? How focused? How good is your mentality going into each and every game? That kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a question that I'm sure we'll get into a little bit more as the session goes on. But I'm telling you right now, your playtime is not the problem. And the problem with playtime is that if you're just mindlessly playing the game and just playing a lot, then you will inevitably do one of two things. You'll build bad habits, and number two, you will burn out, or sometimes both. And what happens when you burn out? You stop playing. So the irony is that if you want to play more, you need to play less so that you play more efficiently, and so you don't burn out, and you can continue to play, and you can continue to be consistent, right? Equivalent of like lifting weights for 5 hours at a gym and then pulling a pectoral, and then you can't bench press for 3 weeks. Well, that's not very productive, right?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right. So like you know what I'm saying though, right? That's the equivalent of like potentially what you're doing now. That the playtime might only be it's a large factor, but it's probably not the only factor why you're burning out, right? There's probably other factors as well. Let's get into that. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? Feel like my mechanical skill is inconsistent from day to day. I end up missing important shots, sleeps, nates. That explains the hour of Vaxta, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. When do you feel like you're inconsistent, and do you have any guesses as to why that is?
It happens randomly. Obviously, I play worse than when I just start the day. So that's why I go to Vaxta and play there. And after that, I have no idea what happens. Like one day, I can be pretty consistent with shots, especially as Zen. Other day, I can hit a single like Ana target who's staying scoped.
Okay.
When I play Hanzo, it actually feels even harder because sometimes I feel like I'm playing as a Master's Hanzo. Sometimes it's just Bronze Hanzo. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
Inconsistency is insane with
Sleep,
Hanzo.
sleep, and mentality are the top two contributing factors to inconsistency with mechanics.
Right.
A close third that also really belongs up there is inconsistent playtime. So if you're taking breaks or you're playing longer some days and playing less some days, that's a contributing factor. Doesn't sound like that's as much of an issue with you, at least when you don't burn out. But
It does.
all of those factors need to be considered. Your ability
Yeah.
to focus in game, and then the fourth factor, and this is the biggest factor of them all, is RNG. You know,
RNG.
you like random number generator, total luck, right? You woke up, today's not a good mechanics day, GG's. Everybody has days like that. Have you heard of the streamer Sunshine Bread?
Of course.
Okay, so I was talking with her 2 days ago, and she was saying, like, do you ever have days where you just feel like, you know, you can't hit anything, you're just literally just plat? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And she's like, well, do other, like, what do I do? And I'm like, well, I was talking to her, and it's like every single professional player in the Overwatch League has days like that. Every single player in the professional Overwatch League ranks has the issues like that all the time. Now, there are ways of managing it, like we said. Being consistent with your playtime, obviously that's not a problem with Overwatch League players. Being consistent with your mentality, obviously that is a problem with a lot of Overwatch League players, as I'm sure you can guess.
Yeah.
And being consistent with sleep, obviously that is definitely a problem with a lot of Overwatch League players. So if you want consistency, you have to train consistently. And not just train consistently with what you're doing in game, with how you're approaching the thing out of it. And the problem is, let me give you a scenario, all right? This may or may not have happened to you before. It's definitely happened to me. You start the day, you feel whatever, you know, don't feel really bad, don't feel good, you just feel whatever. You go warm up, doing okay. You get into a game, and it's like a, let's say a GM2 lobby, and you're really struggling to hit your shots. You get punished a lot for your positioning, and you can't seem to hit a sleep dart in this tracer, and you get really frustrated. Oh no, it's gonna be one of those days. Like, I can't hit a sleep dart or anything, I can't hit the broadside of a barn. And so you start getting upset, then you queue into a GM4 lobby, and then you're still tilted, you can't hit anything. And then you get into a Masters 1 lobby next game, and you're still not able to hit anything, and now you're really tilted, right? And it snowballs from there. The problem is that when we talk about mentality being an important factor, you could wake up feeling totally fine on a tight mechanic day, but go into, let's say, a GM2 lobby where everybody's movement is like better than yours, right? And you miss a lot of shots, not because your mechanics are bad, but because their movement is good. Do you see what I'm saying? And so then that puts you in a downward confidence mentality spiral, which then even when you do get to those lower ranked games, your mentality is bad now. So it doesn't matter if their movement is good. It's over. You see what I'm saying? And it could be, you could queue into a Masters 1 lobby, but you just play up against a Tracer that's feeling it that day, and their movement is really good. And honestly, anything with projectiles is a little bit RNG, right? So, like, you're not going to be, there might be games where your mechanics are really good, but you miss the sleep darts by just a little bit. That's why Widowmaker inconsistency is really, really, really common, because the difference between a crazy shot and a miss is a pixel a lot of the time, right? And so those are the factors that you have to understand. And I'm talking about Sunshine Red with this and I love her to death, but as she's talking to me about this, she's getting like upset because she's had a bad day, and I'm watching her progressively get worse and worse mechanically over like the next 5-6 minutes.
Okay.
You know, and I'm just watching her like devolve into like Masters mechanics. Like, she's just like blinking into walls, and she's tracking not like, it's terrible, you know. And it's like, that's not an accurate representation of what she's able to do, but she's now all up in her head and getting upset and angry at her lack of mechanics, and that's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I felt that today while I was trying to get a code.
Yeah, because you have something on the line. You're trying to get a code. Play the game. Right? Now, I know obviously today, coaching session, I get it, but you kind of see anytime that you have to like perform or have to try, like, I'm gonna do it, yeah, I'm gonna force it, right? You're just guaranteeing that you're not going to do that. That's called the difference between your subconscious and your conscious. Your conscious brain says, hey, get out of the way, moron. You don't know how to aim. Let me handle it. And you really start focusing on your aim. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. It's too complicated. Aiming is too hard for your conscious brain. Here's a one for you. Ready for this one? What's 1 + 1?
2.
Okay. Now, your conscious brain might have tried to take a step in there, but it's just 2. It's just 2. It just is. Like, you don't know how to explain that, right? So if I throw a punch at you and you kind of like blink or whiff or duck your head a little bit, is that your conscious brain?
No, not really.
No.
Not really.
No, you just know, right? And if your conscious brain had to handle it, you get punched in the mouth every time. Wait a second.
That's true.
I see a fist coming towards me. Hang on a second. Wait. Why is he? Wait, I should duck here. I mean, and then it's over, right? And that's kind of like the thing with everything. These fine, complicated processes like mechanics, movement, and aiming, you can practice them with your conscious brain, but you can't perform with your conscious brain. In other words, you could practice your crosshair placement, you could practice your flicking, you could practice your 80-80 strafing, and it will be really bad, but that's a good way to practice it, conscious brain. But if you want to perform, you don't think about it, you just play. And that's why mentality is so bad, because, you know, it's not like, oh, there's some magical thing that makes confidence make my aim worse. It's because when you're not confident about your aim, you're thinking about it. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, all this being said, your solution is help work on your sleep as best as you can. Make sure that you're not playing too much. Make sure that you're playing consistently. And recognize when you feel, and don't practice not getting all up in your head and upset at yourself when you don't feel like you perform in any facet. Because it's practice, and if you have a bad day mechanically, who cares? There's so many other things that you could be doing besides mechanics. Who cares? I've worked with players in the league who had this mentality of like, if I'm not feeling good mechanically, then I can't play. And it's such a, with no offense, brain dead mindset. The game is so much more complicated and complex, and there's so many other things that you could be doing well besides hitting your shots. And it's just such a lazy, childish mentality to be like, oh, I guess I'm not hitting my shot today. It's point. What do you mean? What about your positioning? How about your ultimate usage? How about your cooldown usage? How about your decision making? Stop being a child about this. You know, you're gonna have days where you can't perform. That's okay. There's so many other things to perform at and practice at. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess anyway, long story short, that's what you need to be aiming to improve at. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, that was a little bit longer than I intended. Finding opportunity for the offensive play, and I end up heal botting. We'll take a look at that. Do you have any other questions or anything else you want to go over?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, what I would do is I would limit your warm-up to something a little bit shorter than an hour. You generally shouldn't need an hour to warm up. I would aim for 3 to 4 hours of ranked games, and then that's it. Maybe not even 4 hours. 3 hours is totally fine. That's my quick TLDR for your performance stuff. If you're going to aim train more, play more competitive. Vaxa is good to get you warmed up, but it's not going to immediately make your mechanics 10 times better. Okay, let's get into this here.
Now entering
King's Row.
King's Row, yes. I'm on the red team.
Okay. So I imagine, especially at your rank, you already know what you should be doing on this hero. So it's going to be a question of whether you're doing what you know you should be doing, and then what you need to be doing so that you actually do what you should be doing. Right? So let's do you have any questions about auto before we actually get into it?
Mostly the hardest part of the gameplay now is when they have Widow. And they happen to have Widow in half of the games, even maybe more.
Right.
I just feel like I'm handicapped. I can do shit.
Okay.
And especially the worst part is that it feels like every Widow's ping is much lower than mine. I'm playing it around 90.
Yeah.
And I have way too many clips where there's like half a second where I see Widow and I'm dead.
Right.
And when I know the Widow is there or somewhere, and I can't pick anything, and just my team dies.
Right. Click on my picture
And
at the
that's
top
it.
and refresh the Discord stream. So you're in MS Paint.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm in.
When there's Widow here, this sightline
Okay.
is controlled, right? But when they're not, when they're on Widow, they're not on Tracer or Genji or Ashe or Hanzo or Sojourn or Reaper, right? So any sightline that Widow controls, obviously it's annoying, but that doesn't mean that you can't play the game. That just means that you can't play the game here. You play the game here. You play the game here. What Widow does is it opens up a flank or an angle that otherwise would be occupied by another DPS and closes down another. It's like this road is closed, but there's an alternate route. The alternate route is normally closed, but because this road is closed, it's now open. You kind of see what I'm saying? Think of it this way. If they're on Widow Tracer, they're not on Tracer Sombra. What does that mean for you? Well, I can play a lot more aggressively on angles, shorter angles. If they're on Widowmaker, they're not on Ashe. Okay, well then what does that mean? Well then I can actually contest medium sightlines a lot more, right? I don't have to save my sleep dart for Bob, right? So yes, it's annoying because sniper versus sniper, that means that I can't take long sightlines. But the reason why that might be a problem for you is what do we already know about your playstyle that's a tricky for you? What's a habit that you have?
I'm staying scoped a lot.
Right, you stay scope. You like the sniper. You like the distance. You have a hard time being proactive and making plays. And a Widowmaker might just be the person that's punishing you the most for doing that kind of playstyle. See?
She is.
Yeah, so it's not like, oh, they're on Tracer Sombra and Widow. No. If they're on Widow, they're not on something else. So what we need to find out is what you need to adjust to actually be able to go, hey, I can capitalize off of the Widow. When they're on Widow, be like, okay, great. This is what I could do now because they're on Widow. Not the other way around. Okay, let's take a look. And to a lesser extent, that also applies to Hanzo as well. Hanzo sightlines are always kind of like risky. So, what are you enabled by them being on? Obviously, we'll get there if we get there, but we'll see. Now you look at their comp here. Where should you be?
I wanted to go right side to the statue.
Agreed. Why?
There's nothing that can threaten me in long distance, and I have a better sight on the left side.
Right.
So I can do offensive nade. That's what I try to do.
If you were to go left side for an offensive nade, you would die. It's as simple as that. You would die. Yeah. At least versus this competition. So we're a little late to the party, but it's good. Here's another question. What should you be doing with your sleep dart right now? Not right now, but what should you be doing with the sleep
holding
dart?
it for the queen.
Right.
Ideally, I would try to sleep the queen before she axes my Rhine.
See, I look at this here. I'm like, mate, shoot the sleep dart. You know, look at the sightline that you have here. There's no Tracer, there's no Genji, there's no Winston, there's no Wrecking Ball, there's no Reaper, there's nothing. Shoot the sleep dart. You know what I'm saying? And not only shoot the sleep dart here, but also you go back, you hit the shot here. As soon as your Ryan's healed up, you need to be walking back right immediately. Because the problem here is it's like, obviously it's a little bit hindsighty because, oh, you know, May. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't put out enough offensive pressure. If this May wall happens here, you swing here and you actually hit the shot, right? Yeah, okay, let's keep going. Whoopsies. That was terrifying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Walk. You know the May wall's coming. Go. Walk. Set up a play. Don't sit here and wait, right? Set up a play. Oh, it's disastrous. You know what that means about the do.
I didn't want to. Yeah, she would wall the Reinhardt.
Yeah. So where do you need to be?
For it. Right side.
And then what will we do as soon as you peek right side?
Try to find an angle.
Yeah. Hit a sleep dart. Hit a shot. Do some healing. You know. Let's go. Whoops. I keep doing wrong.
I was scared to let Reinhardt live for like 2 seconds without my attention, so he would die. So I just stayed there.
But you already know with the May wall that if you don't rotate, then he will die as soon as he walks with the choke.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to rotate. You need to create space. There you go. Hit that sleep dart. Unlucky. I mean, I would be egoing, man. I'd be walking forward. Get up in these guys. You got your sleep dart, you got your nade. Hit him in the mouth. Okay. Keep walking. Alright. I mean, you know, it happens. Somebody has to be here, right? Alright.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Okay. Walk. Right? Walk. There you go.
I wanted to run here, but I...
Oh no! No!
Yeah.
I would have played my life here more than like the nade, you know? Try to get to cover. Okay, let's keep watching.
I've learned some trick a long time ago when you get mailed, you have to crouch and look back.
Yeah.
But I always forget to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Look at the floor. Turn around 180. Look at the floor. Yeah. I don't think that would have saved you though. I think you're good there.
Oh yeah.
That's okay though. The key to not getting nailed is to not get nailed. That's the hack that the pros will never tell you about. All right, you can nano this chick. Let's go. Ah, lucky. Okay. Basically, nano anyone who's engaged. You know, if there's a trade to be had, use it. Go for it. Okay.
Thought so, but there was only queen, so I decided not to.
That's true. That's true. Maybe the fight was won without it. I don't. If it's a 4v5 though, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you used. Okay, here comes the Widowmaker fun. Now, what does the Widowmaker, instead of drawing on my hideous Microsoft paint, what does the Ana or the Widowmaker prevent? What sightlines?
I mean, where should I say to not get one-shotted? That was
where can you not peek? You can't peek where?
On the main, yes.
Anywhere on main. Anywhere on main is a massive risk. Even if she rotates back here, it's still a risk, right? So you can't be here. Where can you be? What becomes a lot more attractive?
Where the nade is on the right side.
Anywhere here, right? Take a short angle here. Yeah. Take a flank here. If the cart moves forward, you can rotate up to here. Take a flank here. Oh, she's over there. Okay, well then fine. I'm going to rotate over here, right? All these quote-unquote aggressive off angles that are now opened up to you because they're on Widowmaker. Now, if they were still on, I don't know, Cassidy, right? This is a little bit scarier, right? He might catch you with your pants down, right? But they're not on Cassidy. So that you could do whatever you want. So obviously here, you're just pushing cart. But as soon as you get the space to rotate right, do it. By the way, peek this Hanzo. Peek this Hanzo. Peek this Hanzo. If he's there, you know where Widow is not, right?
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to peek in. There it is. You know, the real alpha move would have been to nano him at 5 HP while purpled. That would have been. That would have been. That would have been the alpha move. That would have showed dominance to the enemy Ana that you don't even need nano to win.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would have been the play, I think.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, knowing what we've talked about here, this nade is fine. I think nades on queen at this distance aren't particularly impactful. I would go as far to say don't even use nade right now. Just save it and then like actually take a position where you can actually use it properly. Because what happens if you nade queen here?
She'll just go back.
Right. Nothing happens, right? No punish, no disengage, no space is created, no nothing. So the nade on queen is okay, but just not right now. So think about positioning right now, right? We talked about this. Where should you be? Maybe not right now, but soon.
Right side.
Right.
I'll go right to the mega.
You're gonna have to risk here. You know, you're gonna have to do a little bit of a. You're gonna have to do the Charleston, do a little jig to get behind the wall here. But as soon as you're here, you can go like woo, you know, like oh my goodness gracious, do it. Even at this range, you see like you can hit a sleep dart from here, right?
But am I not open to main and Ana and queen?
Yes, but as you're riding wall, you would. When would you do this rotation? I guess is the question. Right. So don't lead the charge here. Don't set up be like, all right, I'm gonna kill the fight. No. But you know what that base is going to do, and you need to be ready for it. You need to close up your angle to set a play. So let's watch what happens instead. You are not ready for your Ryan to push. You see? Pretty low.
Oh, here my nano confirmation fucked me up, I think. Yeah.
Real alpha chads don't miss nanos, so they don't use a nano confirmation.
I know that, but I somehow got really used to nano confirmation, and now I can't get back to playing without it. Even though I just double click most of the time.
That's fine. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's so fast half the time, so why even bother? Okay. It's an extra input for legitimately no reason, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, let's go. I mean, it's fine, I guess. I don't know. Like, you know, it's just like one of those things where it's like, what does this nade accomplish, right? Like, we want you using it offensively, but like, you know, how about now? You know, like now when we're actually gonna push, and also, by the way, positioning, right? Get your booty over here, right? Like, move, get an angle. Like your Ryan starts to push, and right now, all you did was you played in this very safe position. that means that this fight's over. Oh, oh! See, I was a hater. Oh, never mind. I wasn't a hater. I was right. Wait, where are her glasses?
Wait, what? Okay, all right.
Wait,
That's
did she
new.
just freaking like lose her glasses and then? Wait, she doesn't have glasses.
Did she even have those? I
Am
remember the
am
glasses.
I like gaslighting myself? Like I thought that she had
I'm
glasses.
sure there was. Well, in the picture, yes, but I guess in the new skin there were no glasses.
Oh,
It's an old one.
Okay, wow.
Wasn't paying attention to glasses.
It's a bit ableist, if you know, you know. I don't know. It's not very inclusive. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're cooked. Did you try looking at the floor?
No, not yet.
That's a go. That's a go. Surely that would have kept you alive. All right. So let's walk. Yeah. Walk. Now, I beg. Move.
I don't think that will happen.
Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Surely this will work. Uh-oh, Maywall. If there only was a solution to this Maywall. I'm just at my wits end. Oh, wait. Ah! Sayonara. Oh! Oh, the greatest. Maybe? No, not maybe.
No.
No chance. Okay. We will check your Zenyatta later. I'm sure your Ryan is thrilled that you played Zenyatta with him, though.
Well, I hope he understood me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I wanted to swap to Zenyatta in the beginning of the third point to counter the Maelt and in general pressure them.
Longer sightline, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but I had my doubts.
yes, now I have doubts as well. So Anna, so far, what are we looking at here? What are some red flags, yellow flags, green flags? What do you think?
Well, the red flag is that if there is a Widow, I didn't know if there was a Widow or not. She would just kill me instantly here. I don't like this positioning, but I was throwing a nade from
let
top,
me
so I was
rephrase.
moving.
Go back in time over the entire attack. What were concerns about your gameplay? What were bad things? What were okay things? What were good things?
Not taking angles, that obviously was the bad thing, as we figured out on third point.
Right. Specifically around their DPS, though, right? Don't just take angles as Widowmaker. Take intelligent angles, or as Ana, right? If they're on Sombra Tracer, then you do take angles, but you play like a sniper, right? Widowmaker, you shorten them up a little bit. That lack of proactivity, but also being intelligent about it, was very evident. Okay, were there any good things that you saw?
I wasn't focusing mostly on just killing Ryan.
You were looking for offensive pressure, yeah.
I tried to do the offensive pressure, even though it was meaningless sometimes, but still, I tried.
Right. So what skills do you need to practice, at least we think so far?
Well, first of all, like mid-game, realizing where should I be better to get better offensive or defensive positions. The thing I noticed as well in general is that I save my mana too much. Probably during many games I've noticed that, so that's the point as well.
Okay, so we're keeping an eye on holding under nano, adjusting your positioning to put out more offensive pressure. Did a good job actually looking for offensive nades, just not positioning yourself in the best positions to do so safely. And then I will add one more, because why not? Your nade timing wasn't always super good. You would go for nades on Queen, but they didn't really matter sometimes, right? There wasn't an actual engage, so that the pressure that you put out didn't actually matter that much. Okay, now, look at their comp. They're on Widowmaker, right? They are on Tracer, they're on Sombra, they're on Wrecking Ball, they're on Roadhog, they're on everything. Anything and everything that's a threat to you. So what is a position that you should roll out on to start, and then adjust accordingly?
More to the right corner, I guess. That's where I start usually.
Here's a hot take. Start high ground. Start here.
I wasn't high ground. I tried playing high ground many times, but I end up not seeing the choke.
Right. So you well, here's the thing though, is a lot of at your rank, most fights aren't going to always be happening at the choke, right? So you can afford to start high ground. Now, I don't like staying high ground if I see Ana, Ashe, Widowmaker, Hanzo, right? But look at their
Right.
comp,
No
right?
such thing. There's Genji,
Sombra,
Hanzo.
right? So you could argue this is probably the best position for you to be, right here. So start here or start here, go press tab, go, oh, Widowmaker, right? Oh,
Right.
Tracer Sombra. Well, I'm staying, right? Or I'm gonna stay up here, you know, or maybe I'll rotate to here, right? Oh, we're pushing on the choke. Okay, you know, maybe you guys are on a May comp, right? And you guys are like holding this choke here. Okay, well then, you know, I'm gonna play here, right? Just position to give yourself options, and then because you will be pressing tab, and because you will be paying attention to their composition, you will adjust accordingly, right?
Right.
So, you know, this position isn't the worst, because you do have a nice juicy sightline. You have good cover. That nade is indeed the worst.
I wanted to nade the D.Va so we attack her, but I missed.
Yeah,
Missed out a
you
bit.
hit your tank. Good try. Good rotation away. Nice shot. Shoot the Kiriko. Shoot the Kiriko. Good nade. Find a DPS. Find a DPS. Find a DPS or tank to shoot. Keep them on the back foot. Do not let them stabilize. Now, this is the $1 million question. Are you feeding right now?
Well, pretty much because there is a main fang with a lot of ton damage from a Reinhardt. So I was trying to find a balance between
Wait,
looking
let
at my
me ask you a
Reinhardt
question.
and
Where's the damage
right?
onto your Reinhardt coming from?
Mostly from D.Va.
A diva is
And
going to
Kiriko.
kill your Reinhardt. Are you sure?
Well, I would say no, but somehow I believe so. Yes.
Right. So that belief is a flaw. Okay. So let's keep dialing back. We're gonna get to an answer very cleanly here, but we need to get to it in the right way. Are you feeding here?
I guess.
Why? Ignore your Reinhardt. What are you doing right now?
I was trying to deal with the flanker.
Should you be
the-
dealing an aggressively? Because you're not dealing with a flanker. You're fighting this one. You're going for this flanker. Is this good?
Right. Potentially, yes.
Why? Well, look at the bottom right of your screen.
The bottom line of my screen.
What do you have?
The old both my cooldowns.
Look at his HP. Do you have distance?
Almost
do you have
full.
cooldowns? Do you see him? Is
I
he
do.
full HP? Does he have help? Do you have? Are you aware of his positioning? Right, because that's also an
I
advantage,
am.
right? Right. So
Right.
I look at this and I'm like, if you don't get this kill, you need to get good. You need to be confident in taking these, right?
Right.
Everything's aligning. So if you can't get this kill, then keep doing it until you can actually get it. And if you're doing this with a DPS, that is one fewer person who is shooting your Reinhardt, right? That's why it's important to notice, because you're like, oh well, well, you're taking a DPS that will be shooting your Reinhardt, and you also have an advantage in that duel. So you should be doing this.
Right.
You need to be doing this. If you look away from this Genji and heal your Reinhardt, who doesn't need that much healing, what's that Genji going to do to you?
Just kill me.
He'll kill you, right? Look at him. Look him straight in the eye and kill him. There it is. There's his deflect, right? He's cooked. And now he has to leave, right? Now he's still there.
Yeah.
Walk forward if you want to. Help out. But you just looking at him ruined his dive. Congratulations. You need to have boldness, not just brainless boldness, but when you have a reason to be bold, as in I have cooldowns, you don't, I know where you are, then be bold. Be bold.
All right.
It's not a brainless confidence, it is a logical confidence, right? Good try. Nano, nice. Now, you're holding on to nade. Why?
I actually was certain that I have it on cooldown because I remember hitting it like before, a couple of seconds. And then I tried to walk. I think I tried to walk forward and nade him.
So here's the logic here. Okay, there's two things that you can do. You can nade here on the Kiriko, Sombra, whatever. Probably fine. Yes.
Yeah.
Or what else can you do with your nade?
Well, apart from hitting those two, I don't think I can do anything else. Kill Reinhardt.
Here's another question. Do you need to use your nade right now? Let me ask you a question. As soon as you use this nade, what do you have to worry about? Right?
Well, I think I do because the brain was... Wait, okay, the Genji's here. I didn't see the Genji back then.
Okay. That's important.
I remembered him being left side, and I was looking left side before, but at the fight, I was super concentrated to get the nano for the Reinhardt.
Okay, okay. Very important that you missed this, though. Because this is the difference between you not nading being a feed and you not nading being a calculated decision. That I'm going to hold nade here because this Genji is really close and could die me at any second, and I'm going to kill him if he does. Right? Now, let me ask you a question. What if that Genji was over here? Should you use nade?
Well, there'll be a full team there, so I would definitely use nade there.
Of course. And also, is that Genji in a position to dash you or dive you, threaten you, 1v1 you?
No, not at all.
No, so you need to use it aggressively. But right now, your holding nade is what's preventing that Genji from doing what he wants to do. You see that? I don't know if it's on purpose or not. I don't even know if he's aware of it, but it's going to work that way. And so as you walk forward here, you can walk forward and keep your Reinhardt up, or you can walk forward and go, sayonara, goodbye. Right? And that's that. Again, you got to think, what would you watch Overwatch League?
I do.
Okay. What would Twilight
Not that
do?
much, but I was watching it a lot.
Who's your favorite flex support player? You have a favorite? Do you have one that you enjoy? Do you have one at all?
Well, Jonak is. I don't think if he's a flex support player, but yeah.
Yeah. What would Jonak do?
He's one of the. I feel like he'll be top left right now.
Yeah, he might be. You might be in a different position, but would Jonak push here and be like, no, Jonak be like, get out of here, kiddo, right? I got nade. I'm full HP. I know where you are. You're screwed. Get this guy. Come on. Get out of here with this beta stuff, You had an advantage there. I will not say anything.
Yeah, I knew about that moment.
That's okay. It takes a confident person to send in a VOD with something like that. I respect it. And the funny thing is that everybody has moments like that. Everybody has moments like that. Have you ever seen the hybrid clip?
Yeah, hybrid is the person who made me feel that I played bad as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I watch hybrid a lot, and well, yeah. At first, when I saw his gameplay, I thought he's around GM 4 or 5 because he was playing on his alt account. Yeah. And I was like, is that the person I was supposed to be dueling and was supposed to be dealing with and play like this? And then I realized he's a league player, I guess, or a contenders player.
He was a league player. Yeah. Have you seen the clip of him missing like 14 shots in a row on Cassidy?
No.
Okay. I'm saying it happens with the best of us. There's also a famous clip of another Overwatch League player jumping off the map. All that being said is that horrific mechanical moment from you there is not, it happens, right? It happens. Don't worry about it. Now, get her. Okay, you know where she is. You know what's going to happen. Be aware of it, but be confident that you're going to hit the sleep dart. I know that you will. Lazy. Poorly placed. Poorly timed. Meaningless nade. If you hit the nade, what happens? Do you think your Ryan's going to push this queen? Do you think your Ryan's going to push this queen?
No, I don't think so.
Is this queen pushing your Ryan?
No.
So why nade? I don't care that they're on Sombra. Even if they weren't on Sombra, this wouldn't make any sense, right? Let this queen push. Right. Let your Ryan push. Nade as a response. Then the nade's going to matter so much. It's going to matter right when the fight starts. Good shots. Nice. Brilliant. Where's my nade?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nade would be really
Yeah?
good here.
This is where the offensive nade would have mattered so incredibly much. Good shot on the Sombra, though. That's a big nade. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's too late. All right, let's go. All right.
Oh, it wasn't there.
Okay, let's keep going. Do you have any questions so far, by the way? We've been moving at a brisk pace.
For now, not yet.
Okay. If that changes, you let me know.
Sure.
Walk. Oh, I thought for sure. So the nade is fine. It just doesn't hit. You need to take a chill pill and hit that nade, because that nade is important, because it's gonna allow her to be killable, right? Prevent her from getting that massive amount of healing from the ult, right? It just doesn't hit. And ultimately, she hits... When Queen hits a 5-man rampage, you know, I mean... Yeah,
I was mostly focused on thinking, how did that hit me? So,
well, that's because it's Queen ult. You should not question it. You should just accept the fact. I mean, is it not obvious? Do you not see that her axe blade is like 100 foot long, right? I'm surprised you'd be hit if you were in spawn. This is how this game works.
That's how it feels. Yeah,
that's how it works. I think it's pretty simple. That you just need to get good and quit whining. Okay. That being said, versus that composition, I think your positioning was fine. You kept a nice long sight line. Somehow that Queen will hit you. I have no idea how. And yeah. Okay. Offense. Nano. Nade misses. Disaster. Nano.
I was keeping for the blade. We were calling out the nano blade, so I was waiting patiently.
Oh, for your Genji, I see. There's the confirmation. Nade misses.
Some panic moves here.
Yeah. Now, where should you be? Where could you be?
I stick here most of the time because I feel like it gives me a good sight and I always can go back. So I never considered playing anywhere else unless they have a Widow. So I stick to right side if they have a Widow.
But they're not on Widowmaker, right?
No, so I stay here on the...
So you are the Widowmaker. And
sort of.
As long as your team is here fighting, and they are, Ryan is holding this corner. Damage. Shoot the Sombra. Shoot the Genji. Shoot the Queen. Hit the nade. You are too far. If they dash here and you just walk away, you're not going to even be hit. So now what's happening is it's going to be easier for this team to set up a dive on you. Good nade. Because look at their juicy, fat, full HP bars, right?
Yeah.
This is the exact opposite of the Widowmaker problem. Where the Widowmaker problem, you were playing too far back, you needed to rotate forward. Here you're playing too far back, but you're also playing in a short sight line when the longest sight line was here. This is where you are not only most aggressive, but also safest. You're here means that their Sombra, their Genji, can position where? Here.
And
here.
Yeah.
And they can get here. And why is that a problem? What can they do from here?
They will just
bam,
shorten the distance, to dive me.
You do need to prevent the dive by controlling the longer sight line, right? Now they're doing you a favor because they're going Sombra and Genji. If they were to go Widowmaker and Tracer, yeah, this gets hard. Yeah, it's hard. But they're not making it easy on you. Shooting. Uh-oh. Shocker.
Yeah,
you know? Okay. Keep walking. Get her. Nice. Now she's trying to get it the other way. There you go, you got her. Nice. Come on, Snipey. Come on. Now this is too close, right? See, this is dangerous, right? This is not aggressive in a good way. This is aggressive in a bad way. Your proximity is not your strength versus this composition. It's your range. If this is Widowmaker...
I tried staying here, but there was a payload, so I decided to not go there.
Right. But this is too close. This is too scary. This is how you get hit by Queen ult, Kiriko ult, EMP, Blade, everything.
Yeah.
No? Sayonara. Yes, 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 yes. This position should feel absolutely beautiful. The only thing I would say is just I would try to shoot anything other than queen if you can. Good nano. A little bit unfortunate that your Genji gets rezzed, but you know, you didn't know that at the time. And your Ryan will stall. You will be able to hold here. Alright. I want to be impressed. This fight, you will clutch. I know it. Now! Don't laugh. Where should you be? This is too close. Where should you be?
I was thinking of staying like next to the payload just to anchor it.
What does the
To the
payload need a
Sombra.
hug? Or like what is
No, I
it?
was afraid of C9ing, so I decided to
You're
anchor
afraid of
it a bit.
C9ing, so you're gonna stand on top. Do you realize where the cap is here? So where could you be? Give me a different option.
Definitely not on the spawn high ground. Not there.
Like here?
I wouldn't. I
Too
wouldn't
far.
stay here. I was thinking of staying here,
far.
but I decided not to. Yeah,
Too
it is
far,
too
right?
far.
Too safe. You don't need this
Right.
much distance, right?
Right side high ground could work actually. I guess
Oh.
here.
You see?
Yeah.
It's more offensive and safer than where you are now. You get literally both with this position, right?
Right.
Because that's your advantage. Now you wouldn't be here if they were on Widowmaker or on Hanzo. You would probably be somewhere like, you know, here, or maybe even positioning like here if you could, like hugging this wall here. But no, they're not. So rat.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. You need a shooter. You need a hunter down. You have the advantage, right? You have sleep dart. You know where she is. You can get her. Yes. Yes. No, she's here. She's here. What is she doing? No way. This isn't a real human being, man. Oh my god. What is?
We were all surprised by that.
Translocator's like right here. Like what on earth, man? Oh my goodness. Now, you could push up here and get a little ult charge too. You're not going to get punished for it, so. Especially now that your Rhinus walked to the next corner, you should have also walked to the next corner, right? You're a little slow because, you know, Ana. So sometimes you're not going to be able to get the perfect positioning all the time. But, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean. Maybe. Nice. Thank goodness they had an NPC Sombra. What happened to this Sombra? I have to know. I have to know what happened here. It's a $1 million question. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, you carried by an NPC Sombra. Okay, we have about 7 more minutes. Do you have another code? We could do a couple more fights if you'd like.
I have a code where I had no idea how to find any opportunity to play aggressively because I had to be. One sec, I have it somewhere here. I literally had to be healbotting there.
Okay.
One sec.
Mm-hmm.
I had a perfect game to show you actually at some point, and first round was like really tough, but we won it. And then we had a DC guy, and then the whole team left. So not a worth game. Yeah. Okay, I'm loading it. Okay, there it is.
We only have time to look at a few fights, but you never know. We might glean something. Ah, this map. Are you Dot?
Yeah. Yes, I'm Dot.
Dot. Okay. This is a.
I was mostly playing it up, but I had a power cut, so I had to swap to.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, this is hard, right? Look at the comp.
Yeah.
If you are positioned back here, you deserve to be reported for soft throwing. Versus this comp. Oh yeah, look at the comp. What's your advantage versus that comp? Your range?
Well, not really.
No, you're gonna get your head blown off, right? So get up here, get down and dirty with it, and let's go. I get it. It's Circuit Royale. Freaking sucks. But you know,
I prefer playing buff here, to be honest. But
I mean, yeah, of
I
course.
didn't want it.
Let's go. Maybe your Ryan just actually plays to the next corner. That would be best.
My crew asked me to stay here with him.
No, that's fine. Because
he
what's
would,
nice about this is as the payload walks forward, this is actually much shorter. Do you see that? You don't have to peek down this nasty long sight line. That being said, you would obviously want to have nade then, and you just use your nade, and so yeah,
that was the plan.
That's a bit sucky. So like, what would you do right now? What would Jonak do right now? Make a play. You got nade. Let's just pretend that you have nade.
All right. Well, I would probably go downstairs and try to nade him.
Okay.
Like the
what about this?
Sigma problem.
Here, chuck it. Throw the nade. Bam. Right. Hit some shots.
Yeah, but it's double sniper.
Nah, but you don't have to peek the Widowmaker to do this, right? You see this?
Yeah.
You know? You're good. And you're peeking her anyway, so get out of here with that. It's you're going to have to take risks here, right? But you want to take risks on shorter sightlines and when you have nade, right?
Yeah.
Ana is terrible at double sniper. However, it's playable. Heck, even some of the Overwatch League's APAC teams were playing Ana's in double sniper a little bit. And it was like their Anas were playing like a third DPS, aggressively taking duels when they could get close, when they could hit their nade, right? You're not going to beat a Hanzo or a Widowmaker in a 1v1 at 50 meters without your cooldowns. It's not going to happen.
Last time I've seen League double sniper comp, it was I think 2 or 3 years ago when Hanzo Widow was played.
Right. So make a play. Make a play. All you're doing now is delaying the inevitable, that your team is slowly going to get spammed out, right? You're not going to win through this. You have to hit a nade. You have to get up close and dirty. You have to go up here and like sleep the Sigma, you know, and let your Ryan pin him. You know what I'm saying? Like catch the guy off guard.
I'll try to get nano and do the aggressive nano right here.
Sure. And then what should you be doing off of this aggressive nano?
Nade them, and then you would just
walk
push
forward.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sleep the Sigma. Oh. Alright.
I was waiting what then happened to you. That thing happened.
Oh!
That's when I tried to nano him. But,
oh no. That's the first nade that we've hit. We still have not tried to use our sleep dart aggressively once. Let's watch one more fight. So I can get angrier. Now, this part of the map is at least a little bit better because you can have like the right side of the map to like be sneaky. Oh my gosh, disaster! Oh my gosh, disaster! Don't stagger. Get out of here! Run! 3, 2, 1. I would definitely be doing this. Here's what I would do. You ready for this? Whoop!
right?
Boom! You know, that's what you do, and you have to make those noises too. All right, let's go. Get him. Oh, you don't even try for the sleep?
Yeah, I was surprised as well, but that's why I didn't send the code.
All right. Nano.
The first one.
Nano the trancing's in. Come on. You have to walk.
Yeah,
like you have to walk. You have to walk. Like right here, you have to walk. You have to go whoom right up here. And look at this idiot. What is she doing? You should smoke her, right? Like look how close she is. Yes. Oh, I can't handle it anymore. Okay, listen. All right, so Ana,
Okay.
what needs to be practiced here?
The positioning, the understanding of the angles, as I see.
Positioning.
Being more aggressive, not just with abilities, but with positioning as well.
Understanding what angles you can take versus enemy composition, range versus, range really, just range. Because like if you're playing versus Sombra Tracer, the way that you played that map right there, at least positioned that map, made sense. You know, it would have been very hard to access you, yet you still could have hit shots and nades and sleeps, right?
We're talking King's Row right now?
No, we're talking circuit, right?
Okay.
But you weren't. You were playing versus snipers. And yet you played like a sniper versus snipers that are better than you, right? So, find what your advantage is. Is my advantage the ability to get up close and get my hands dirty? or is my advantage my sniper rifle, right? And it's going to depend on what you're playing and the comp and the map. But like you said, it's not just looking for aggressive ability usage. It's about what positions can I take so that I can actually land those abilities and land those shots. Because not only were you not exactly performing mechanically in terms of actually landing those abilities, but you weren't positioning yourself to where it was very easy or even possible to land those abilities, right? And to land those shots. So think about positioning in relation to the enemy comp and do so before the fight starts.
Do you think I do way too many unimportant strafes and movements in general? Like
was
that's
not
what I
paying
was
attention
thinking.
whatsoever, to be honest with you.
But does it
Maybe.
really matter?
No, it's not that it doesn't matter. It just wasn't the most important thing. So it might matter. Yes. I don't know, to be honest with you. Maybe something to look at on your own time. Maybe something to look at in a replay review, which you have a free one. So if you want to send me in another code in a couple of weeks, maybe on Ana or another hero, and be like, hey, what do you think about my movement in this fight? I could tell you. Give me 4 or 5 timestamps from that fight. And it doesn't have to be movement, but it can be anything you want me to look over. So you have one of those.
That's great.
But yeah, okay. I think in terms of general stuff, mentality when it comes to mechanics practice, when you log on to Overwatch, you know what you're practicing, right? You're practicing one of those 2 points in Ana. Very important skills that you need to practice, that they need to be habits. They need to be subconscious, that you don't even think about positioning in relation to the enemy comp, but you do it anyway. It needs to happen. And if it's not happening, you need to keep practicing until it happens more often, right? You're not going to build that skill in a week. Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither was Jonak. So,
yeah, that's true.
You need to be patient with yourself and be like, hey, I'm thinking about my positioning and thinking about angles 10% of the time. That's better than 0%. Nice job. Keep up the good work. Now you take a break. You focus on some movement. You focus on, your sleep or nade mechanics. You focus about when I should be timing of nades. Timing.
Oh, the timing.
Yeah. Timing of nades cooldowns. Does this pressure matter, right? It's not the fact that we don't do it offensively. Now I know Awkward likes calling for spamming. Just use them off of cooldown to limit test, but you're Grandmaster.
Yeah.
You should have an idea of when you should be using an nade and when you should not. So I think for you, it's not asking too much for you to have a general idea about whether this nade on the Junker Queen actually matters, right? Those are the 3 skills I want you to practice. You could do them 1 per day. You do them 1 per game. You do 1 per 3 games. Whatever keeps it fresh, whatever allows you to focus. And if you forget to practice on these things, that's okay. But you need to do as best as you can. As much as stay as focused as you possibly can. Does that make sense?
It does.
And that's how you make practice worthwhile, and that's why you don't need to be playing Overwatch for 5 hours a day to get better. Because if you actually focus and you practice on these things, then each game is good. Each game is valuable. And then the big thing for you as well is the discussion on the inconsistency. Take measures to help it, to fix it, and then understand that not all of it's going to be fixed, and if you have a bad day, you have a bad day. Don't worry about it. Make sense?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
Do you have any questions? Talked about a lot of stuff.
Let me think. Well,
Okay.
the thing I struggled mechanically is understanding where the nade could land. Is there any codes or something where I can actually practice it?
No, you do it in ranked. You have it every 8-10 seconds in ranked. Go practice it in a ranked game. Because the ranked game is going to provide that dynamic positioning with high grounds, low grounds, off angles, too close, too far, Sigma, around Junker Queen, playing around payload. That's real life training. Go practice it. You could have an entire game where all you focus about is being precise with your nade placement. The entire game, that's all you focus on. You don't think about your positioning, you don't think about your off angles, you don't think about, you just think about, hey, did the nade hit where I wanted it to hit? That's all. It's a ranked game. Who cares? Go out there and do your best at it, and whatever, re-queue again. Build good habits.
All right.
That's what I recommend. I mean, you could sit in a Vaxta code and sit there for hours doing it, but why? Like the game is like it would help, but it's not the most efficient way of doing it. So why even bother? SR is so easy to lose and so easy to gain, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna go up and down anyway. You're gonna drop to Masters again. You're gonna go up to Grandmaster. It doesn't matter. Don't. It's cheap. Who cares? Spend it away. What isn't cheap is your long-term skills that you need to build. Any other questions?
In terms of in general games in GM, do I have to play more BOP in comp in general, or I can do it with Ana?
No, you can do it with Ana. I mean, you could have made Ana work in that previous map, and that's pretty much the most hostile Ana environment possible. Double sniper on a double sniper map. You could have made it work. You could have made it work. And nanos could have been better. Position more aggressively around your nade timing. Fishing for more sleep dart value. Didn't do any of that, and yet you still chose to play Ana. So, you can make it work.
So yeah, I wasn't utilizing it pretty much.
It's hard, but it's doable. It's doable. The key thing for you is going to be like, what adjustments do I have to make? That's the thing is you never adjusted on King's Row. You never adjusted in Circuit Royale. You just sat in the back and you just threw nades and hit pot shots, right? You didn't think, oh, Sombra Genji or oh, Widowmaker or oh, Circuit Royale. You just played the game, and for some people that's fun, but that's not going to make you better. I find it more fun when I'm actually like problem solving, and maybe you will find it fun too. But if you want to improve, that's the way it has to happen. Any other questions?
Yes. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Keep in touch. Keep you updated with how stuff goes. I will have this sent to you.